What's going on, people? If you want to know how to get started wholesaling virtually from anywhere in America to anywhere in America, well, stay tuned right here. We're going to talk about how you can start virtually wholesaling today. And if you actually take these steps, you will get started and you'll be successful. You'll be doing deals. You could run you a wholesale business. So let's jump right into it. What's going on, Cordero? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I don't know if my audio sounds good, but I'm doing good. Uh,
Nah,
doing
you
good,
good,
man.
man. You good.
I didn't but I'm feeling good. I got a couple push-ups in today. Nothing serious.
Man, I need to give me some push-ups in for sure, man. I was like, dude, I need to do me some. I need to do some push-ups, something.
Yeah, that's gonna
uh,
change. That's gonna change.
Change the game for me, man. Get some push-ups in. I need to be hitting a little weight, you know. Get it up, get it up. But man, let's jump into it, man. This wholesaling deal is like, man, a lot of people trying to think about like how to get started, what they should be doing to try to get started in this wholesale business, man. And we're gonna break it down for them tonight, man. Give you
Yeah,
step by step, what you ought to do to get started. So uh and man, I know it's a lot of people out there with a lot of different ways to get this thing started, but I really think I really do think like we figured out the best way for somebody to actually get the most bulletproof way for somebody to actually get started, right?
yeah,
And a great approach that allows you to be ethical, which allows you to, really be, you know, know what you're doing with what you're doing. That don't make no sense, but it's like you will know what direction you going in. You know, it's not like other people teach you. It's like, man, I'm still confused. It's like, no, you will know where to go. You will know what to do. You know what I'm saying? The only question will be, will you do it? That's gonna be the only question, man. The only question is gonna be, will you do it? So Mr. Mac, return of the Mac. You don't know nothing about that. What's
yeah.
going
That's
on,
what's up.
Mac, man? But you said, what's up, fellas? I'm like a sponge soaking up everything y'all teaching. Hey, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Finna get you right tonight, Mac. Finna get you right, man. Shout out to my people on IG, man. That's tapping in. Rosie tapping in. Dean always tapping in. John J is an OG, man. John J a OG.
Oh,
Um,
Jizzle.
but yeah, man. Appreciate y'all
Oh,
tapping
G.
in. Shout out to Bobby Mac, man, for sure. But yeah, man, let's jump right into it, man. So the first step to getting started, and I think we should maybe explain like the approach first,
Yeah,
because the approach determines everything. It's like the typical approach of a wholesaler, like what they teach you is like, hey, go tell people that go look for broke down houses, right? And tell these people that you will buy their house cash as is, no realtor fees, no closing costs. You know, it's like to go tell people that you can do that, right? And most people it's like, what happens when they find out that I can't buy cash? You know what I'm saying? What happens when they ask for a proof of funds and I don't have it? What happens when they ask for da 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 and I don't have it? It's like that's what most wholesalers teach, right? I don't know too many wholesale coaches on Instagram that teach anything different. Like
yeah,
to
man.
get started, I don't like they tell you to look for ugly houses. They tell you to tell people that you can buy cash, that you buying houses, you can buy cash as is, you know. I don't know. There's not I don't know. Y'all tell us if somebody else is teaching something that's different than that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um, but that's
yeah,
definitely
dude.
yeah, go ahead.
And I think you touched on a real good point with that because I've talked about it before, but it allows you to be ethical in what you're doing. And I think anybody performing at a high level of business will tell you that being highly ethical is very important. You know what I mean? Being able to be highly ethical and consistent with what you're doing and being highly ethical at that is just like you have to believe in what you're doing and you have to know you're doing the right thing to be able to go hard at it. I mean, me at least. Maybe you can, you cool with not being ethical, whatever. But I noticed it, and again, like somebody like Jerry Norton, that's my guy. I've said we've talked about this before on one of our other videos, but I think like I like Jerry Norton. I like that he proves and shows to you how you can really put a deal together from the mud, from scratch, and um, from anywhere. We talking about virtual. He talking about he can do it anywhere. He showed you how he's doing it anywhere, from anywhere, in any market. Um, and I like that. But one thing I've seen, he's big on advocating for not making wholesaling illegal, not making wholesaling outlawed. He's actually lobbying for it. He's one of the main people that I see campaigning that does not become an issue. But he's also one of the main people who says you don't need to find a buyer first. Just go out there and find a good deal, and the buyers will come. Go out there and tell them that you're the buyer, and it's like, dude, it's like these these top tier uh, real
Wholesale
estate
company.
investors. No,
Yeah.
I mean just real estate investors in general, because
Yeah.
these people who are performing at that level, they're beyond just wholesaling, and that speaks to the point that you've mentioned before. It's like once you get to a certain level, they forget what it's like to be a new guy. They forget what it's like to be a newbie, and they're giving you advice from this aerial view. And no shot to Jerry Norton, because again, he's my guy. But I think what that does is create a misconception about this business. Just go out there. You could read it. You could talk to any new wholesaler that's done one deal or no deals. Oh man, you don't need to find buyers. Just it's like actually you don't need to find buyers, and
You
you
don't.
you can hit the lottery. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You
But
can go out there
essentially,
and you can go out there and find something, that need work. If you do find that, but the thing is, it's true. If you find a good deal, the buyers will come. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, that's the
Like
big
if
thing
you
about it.
do
It
find a
is
good
true.
deal, the
Yeah,
buyers will come,
for
right?
sure.
The only thing is, it's like, you know, in your search for that good deal, it's not easy to find a good deal. First of all, the second thing is it's hard to identify a good deal when you don't really know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So one, it's gonna be hard to find a good deal. Two, it's hard to identify a good deal, right? And third thing is you probably really don't even know what to say to them and how to work that deal, right?
Yeah,
So like that's things that make it tough because my first deal, I had already had that deal, right? It was already inside of like I had already texted him, I had already been talking to him, and nothing had happened, right? I didn't know
yeah,
how I couldn't identify that was a deal, right? I couldn't identify it, right? It's like I couldn't identify it. I really didn't know what to say, like to make the deal happen. You know, I didn't know that. It's like it's
yeah,
harder to actually do your first deal, right? That's why I say like that works, but this way that we're gonna tell you about tonight is what I think is the easier way for a beginner, right? I'm not
yeah.
saying that you should always just only do this, right? Or this is the only big magic pill that works. I'm saying that this is a easy, simple method that
Yeah,
if you follow the directions, it is 100%
it's bulletproof.
bulletproof, is going to work.
Man, look, dude, we need to start playing 50 Cent Mini Man before
Yeah.
each one of these videos or something like that, dog. Back in them days when 50 Cent had that bulletproof video game, that was a different era, man. That was a different era of time. Um, but dude, I guess some people would argue, let me throw out, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate at least. Some people will argue that it's not easier because if I'm new If I can't even talk to sellers, what makes you think I can go talk to an experienced buyer and a professional? Won't I be wasting his or her time? Won't I look silly to go reach out to some buyers if I don't have a deal?
No, you won't. Actually, these buyers are looking for you. They want you on their team.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
almost
yeah,
like recruit. It's like we want you. It's like
yeah.
you know
Real
that
talk.
U.S. Like Uncle Sam. We want you. It's like the buyers want. I'm a buyer. I want you. It's like I want
Yeah,
you to look for deals for me. It's like
yeah,
I like. Please look for deals for me. Please. It's like if you're willing to look seriously, if you're willing to look for deals for me, I will tell you exactly what I'm looking for. And if you find it, I will buy it. Please find me some deals. Please. It's like
and why is that? Why are you a buyer looking for deals? What do you get out of it?
if you can bring me a deal, I could pay you for bringing me a deal. And then what
Hmm.
I'm going to do is turn around and flip that property and make a profit off of that property. That's why I need more properties to flip. Right? So
Yeah,
please bring me the deals. That's why the buyers want you to bring them properties because they're going to profit off that, whether that's a long term rental, whether
yeah,
that's short term rental, whether that's a flip, whether that's, whatever it is that they're doing, they're going to profit off of that property. They want more properties that they can profit from. They want
yeah.
more properties. And you're going to come to them and let them know, hey, I'm going to bring you properties that you would like to buy.
Exactly, man. And ultimately, you got to understand the overarching business model that and where you fit into it. You think my job is to find ugly houses and motivated sellers and then sell that deal. No, it's just like, well, in the grand scheme of things, where do you fall in to play? And I need to go to these sellers and talk to them like I'm the buyer. How about you don't do that? And how about you really see the true value that the actual buyer gets out of you? In understanding that the actual buyer needs you. And so then it gives you a broader understanding of your business is that actually you're a service provider to the seller and to the buyer. They're both your customers. You know what I mean? They're both somebody that you need to bring. And what I realized too with the other strategy, when people get to talking about just find a deal, the buyers will come. Those people, I did that for years. And what had happened is you can find a deal, you can find several deals, but you never build a working relationship with any buyer. You never build a relationship with any buyer. You actually, all you ever do is just get like transactional relationships. Oh, I just did a deal with that one person and that one guy bought that one deal. And it's just like you never build a working relationship with any buyer. And so you never get repeat business. You never get to get the most out of it. And I say that to say is you got to understand is when you're thinking of just find a deal and then the buyers will come, that's if you find a smoking hot deal. Yes, the buyers will come. Absolutely. But if you understand your buyers, there's a lot of deals that you would look at and be like, nah, that's trash because it don't fit the 70% minus rehab, 70% of ARV minus rehab. This is my MA. It don't fit that formula. And so you're throwing it away when you don't realize you just don't have the right buyer. So you're
Yep.
thinking no buyer would be interested. All buyers are not the same.
Yep.
And you will never figure that. You never, I did it for years, dude. You go years trying to make your way in this business without realizing that all buyers are not the same. They don't
Yep.
all put things in that one size fits all formula. And so you're like, man, this ain't no deal. I don't even want to deal with it. You just leave so many deals behind.
Yep.
And while
Yep.
me and Byron coming through, sweeping them up. Yeah, let's get them, get them,
Yeah.
get them, get them.
Yeah.
So this is what makes it the most bulletproof. It's not even just the fact that it's guaranteed to get a deal. It's just the fact that you're on your way. If you're trying to find one deal, you're going to do based it on what? A formula. Then you're going to leave out so many deals. That's my biggest thing is the fact that you might have left out 9 deals to get to that one because they didn't fit. But if you know what the buyers are looking for and you go to them directly and exactly what are you buying, then you skip all the guesswork and the calculations and you just say, hey, are you interested in this? And then oftentimes it's about making it work. It's not
Hmm.
about, hey, can you do this price? Yes or no? And then that determines everything. No, it's about making it work. But you can't do that if you only have transactional relationships with buyers one time. You got to build a working, functional relationship with them. So that's big. You get more deals that way. You'll get more out of your entire marketing if you know the buyers up front.
No doubt, man. So the first step in this bulletproof plan, what we're trying to tell you, this 100% guarantee, you're going to get a deal. The only question
Yeah.
is, will you follow through? The only question is on you.
Yeah.
The
For
first thing
sure.
you need to do is connect with buyers in whatever area it is that you're trying to do this in. Connect with cash buyers, right?
Yes, sir.
You need to reach out and connect with cash buyers, figure out what they're buying and exactly where they're buying, right? Not they buying anything. Figure out exactly what they're buying and figure out exactly where they're buying, right?
Exactly. And let's
That's the
before we
key.
go on to
Go ahead.
that's major key. What I say, and because let's be real, I know if you brand new, I already know whether y'all saying it or not. Some of y'all scared to go talk to the buyers.
Yeah.
Because I was for years, and I was just like, man, I just get better at acquisitions, better and better at acquisitions, and I'll just always have somebody else do dispo or just find the buyer. You're scared to talk to the buyers. Once I started talking to the buyers, a lot of things changed and a lot more doors opened up for me. And what you'll realize is this is how you don't got to be dishonest to them, just like you don't need to be dishonest to the seller. Hey, I'm new. I'm just getting started. I haven't got my first deal, but I am looking for buyers so that way I can go find what you're looking for. I already began marketing. I got my marketing strategy in place. I'll be cold calling. Whatever it is. I got my market strategy in place. I know you're buying in this area. I just wanted to reach out to you and see what are you looking for. Are you looking to buy more properties? If so, what exactly are the properties in the areas that you're looking in? And I'll start looking for you. And then if I find you a deal, then you could pay me, a fee from there. But I'm not asking you for any monthly fee or anything like that. You can pay me once I bring you a smoking hot deal. But I need to know what a smoking hot deal is. I'll just bring me anything. Okay, absolutely. I can do that, but I don't want to, I already know I'm not that experienced, but I got a feeling if I just start throwing you anything, then you'll start ignoring my emails quick if I'm sending you a bunch of trash. I want to be real, just let me know give me a general direction. Are you buying this year? These type
Yeah.
of properties? What's your buy box? What are some properties you bought before?
Yeah, that's what I like to say. Like, give me an example of what you bought. Like, what are you buying now? What's the last property you bought? How many bedrooms
Yeah,
was it? How many bathrooms was it? You know what I'm saying? Or hey, tell me what was your favorite property that you purchased? You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
How many
yeah.
bedrooms was it? How many
Or from
bathrooms
that
was
book, if you can't wholesale after this, he said something to the effect of what is your dream property? What's your
it?
dream
Yeah.
deal? Or something like that, right?
Dude,
And I say present it to them as a working relationship because I know some of y'all are thinking, some of you are like, well, what if I don't already have a deal to give them? What do I say then? It's like, you don't trick them. Don't give them a ghost deal. Hey, I got this property. No, don't trick them. Just say, hey, I'm reaching out to you. Be honest. And I'm trying to I'll start looking. I just want to know if I find something that you like, can I send it over to you and you give me some feedback? That's all I need. You just let me know
yep,
if it's good, yeah or no. That's all I need. Tell me
yep.
that.
And this same conversation applies to real estate agents. You're just saying, hey, your
Yeah.
investor, you refer to their investor, the investors that you work with. What
Yeah.
properties do they buy? What's the perfect type of property for them? I need to be specific in my marketing so that I can bring them what they would be interested in, not sending you, like Cordero said, I don't want to send you stuff that you're not going to be interested in. You're going to stop responding to me. I want to send you good properties that's going to work for you. So
Yes, sir.
once once you do that, get the feedback and see, okay, these people are buying these type of properties in this area. Now you know where to target and you know exactly what to target, right? And what you're trying to do, basically, you collect information from maybe a few investors or a few agents and say, okay, what type of property fit all of these buy boxes in whatever
Yeah.
area you're trying to do this in, right?
Yeah.
If I'm trying to wholesale in Clarksville, Tennessee, okay, I've called 5 agents and I've talked to all of them. They gave me the criteria, or I talked to 10 investors. They gave me their criteria. Okay, how do I create my buy box out of this? How do I put them all together and say, okay, everybody buys everybody will buy up to 4 bedrooms all the way down to 2 bedrooms, right?
Yes, sir.
Everybody's
Yeah.
gonna buy that range. Everybody's
Exactly.
gonna buy, everybody wants 1.5 bath at least. Everybody wants 1.5 bath.
Yeah.
Everybody wants over 1,000 square feet. There's
Yeah.
nobody buying up under 1,000, and there's only one person that buys into the 3,000 square feet. So I ain't gonna look for 3,000 square feet. I'm a look for things less than 2,000 square feet because everybody would buy in between 1,000 and 2,000 square feet houses.
Including that guy who will buy up to 3,000,
Yeah,
but
exactly,
nobody else will buy up to 3,000. So
exactly.
if you know that that guy will also buy 2,000 and below, then just
Yep,
stick in that range because you also have three. What Byron is saying, you also have three other buyers that will. And this is a major key. I think one of the bigger things is a lot of times it's like the year properties. Like nobody's buying below 1970. You might have somebody at 1960, which is the oldest, and you got one person at 1980, one person at 1970. You know, all that's the oldest they'll go. So you know all of them will buy 1980 and above. It's simple math. This is a major key because I'm sure what we're going to go into the next step is then how you start marketing and actually pulling your list. Don't ask us what's the best list. There, dog. All lists hit if you work it, but I think the best list is the one that you already have buyers for.
yep.
Period,
The best
and that
list
you
is
have
targeted.
exactly a narrowly focused list that you already have buyers for, multiple buyers for. That's the best list. And so that's why you do that. You get the first step is to get your buyers, but then the second step is to get multiple buyers and slate all of their what it's called a buy box. That little information, what year, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, and other details. Do I like garage, no garage, basement, no basement? All of those details, that's called their buy box, right? And you lay their buy box on top of each other as if you were putting it on a spreadsheet. And then you select all the outliers, this one don't match, but all the things that overlap, you're now going to pull a list for that. And I'm sure that's was that step three.
Yep, no doubt, no doubt. Let's shout some people out, man. We're gonna take a little pause to shout some people out.
It's a
We
commercial
got a
break.
lot of people rolling through, man. So make sure y'all like the video, man, so more people can see this, dude. I'm telling you, this is the most bulletproof I hadn't seen. Like, I don't know, maybe some out there, somebody out there showing you a way. This dude wrote a book called "King Wholesale at This." I got nothing for you.
Yeah.
This plan, if you can't wholesale after this, man,
Hey, if you can't wholesale after this, then watch the video again. That's all I would say. Watch it again.
man, if you can't wholesale after this, man, come on.
Hey,
Come
bro, who
on,
put this comment
man.
though?
That's a come on.
Is
So
Jeremy Hunter.
my guy Jeremy said, bro, I called you and asked, can I find deals and you closed them here in Tampa? You never responded. Are you not interested? Yeah,
You talking
man,
about
we closed
you?
them. I don't know. He called me.
Wow.
I
I
don't
love it.
know, man. I don't know if I had your number or whatever. But hit me up on IG, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have to close some deals in Tampa for sure.
Yeah, man. Well, and Jeremy, we're going nationwide now. So for sure, if you got some deals, if basically what you're saying, you want to add us to the buyers list, add me and Byron to the buyers list.
Yeah.
We can get the deals off for you because we're going nationwide anyway. You know, we can give you some direction for sure.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Hit me up on IG, man.
Hold
That's where you
on,
need to
hold
hit me
on,
up.
hold on. Go back to Jeremy's last comment, dude. Go back to Jeremy's last comment.
You said I
Jeremy,
don't have the infrastructure to close deals, but I can
we're
find them.
Jeremy, we're actively telling you what the infrastructure and how to build your infrastructure
Yeah.
to dispo deals, to get the deals off. And it's going to the buyers first. When you say you don't have the infrastructure, you're essentially saying you don't have the buyers. I would imagine, correct me if I'm wrong. Let's make this an interactive thing. I don't, so let me know. But I'm assuming you're saying I don't have the infrastructure. And that's what I'm saying, Jeremy. I was you.
Yeah.
I was you for not for longer than Byron was. I think Byron figured it out way sooner in his career than I figured it out in my career. And I was just like, well, let me just improve on finding deals. I can find deals. I know for sure I can do that. But what you don't want to do is go talk to some real buyers and call them up or call up agents because you feel okay, because I'll say what I felt. I felt insecure. I felt like it would be a problem. I felt like if I called these agents, I didn't want to deal with. I could deal with the seller rejection because there's so many videos on YouTube talking about that, but there's not enough videos on YouTube talking and coaching you through how to call the buyers and what to say. That's why I'm always telling you, don't. I'm going granular with it. Like I'm telling you what to say when you're on the phones. Pitch it to them as a working relationship. Don't give them a ghost deal. Don't even worry about that. You're going to have to, it's almost like talking to sellers. You're going to probably have to talk to 10 buyers to find the right one. And you
Exactly.
need three. So
Yeah.
you need to talk to 30, maybe even, assuming you need to talk to 100. Always be willing to 10x your actions, but just call more buyers. Remember this, Jeremy. The right thing to do is oftentimes the hardest thing to do.
That's right.
And the key lies in the stuff that you haven't done yet. Just cut out a couple of days out your week just to call some buyers instead of hitting up sellers for sure.
What if the first five buyers and realtors I call tell me no and they don't want to work with me?
Dude, we got a live watching Byron call buyer after. Matter of fact, we got a live where we got this one deal where we was trying to get off in Texas, and Byron called a realtor from Zillow, and it's documented. And the realtor was like, man, not only did he kind of like shut us down, like, yeah, I'll look at it, but everybody in that area, they're just dumping. Everybody's dumping in that area. That area is a bad area right now. They dumping, they getting deals is just that market is. Tell me why we about to close on that thing. And we got some meat on the bones too. We got
Some
some
meat
meat
on
on
the
the bone.
bone. We gonna eat
You,
that.
you see what I'm saying? So you gonna get rejected. But this is what I'm saying. If you telling me you can find deals, that means you can talk to sellers. That means that's what I'm hearing when you tell me that. You can communicate with sellers and you're willing to deal with the rejection from the sellers and all of that. Do it with the buyers and you're gonna take yourself to the next level. You can add us to the buyers list, but you need more. You're
Yeah.
gonna need more.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So I think
Not
this
for
Dean
everybody.
right here, man, he said buyers are the key. No doubt. Let's go. What are you looking for? I put on here what I was looking for. I got Jordan coming through, man. We getting heavy hitters from the St. Louis.
Man, shout out
Yeah, hey,
Jordan,
there we
dude.
go. You want to send me something? Send me 3 2 plus. Well, really 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath plus, 1,100 square feet plus in any county within 30 to 40 minutes of Fulton County. I don't buy Fulton County though, so stay out of Fulton County if you're looking for me. So Dean said, fellas, this is fine. Bob Mack said, fine. I got William Johnson coming through, man. What's up, William Johnson, man? Once again,
Willie
y'all like the
Beam,
video. But let's get back to it, man. Bulletproof plan. So
number
we
three. We
found
on number three.
So we found buyers, and I'm just gonna go ahead and give y'all because I know y'all saying thinking, well, how do I find the buyers? How do I find the buyers? This is how you find the buyers.
Yes, sir.
One thing you can do, the easiest thing you can do, go on Zillow, look for houses who may have been flipped, scroll down. You can tell they flipped because they got the shiny bright door, they got the nice kitchen, ain't no furniture in the whole house. You
The
know,
outside look painted,
the outside
new
look
painted.
painted, or the inside got fresh paint, new countertops, all the other good stuff. It looks shiny, clean, and ain't no furniture in the house, right? Ain't
And boom.
nobody toothpaste on the counter, or they still got, ain't none of that stuff. So
Yeah.
you want to scroll down, call the agent, and then go back and watch this video to figure out what to tell them,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Watch it
Call the
over and over
agent,
again.
call them up, and talk to them to get directly to buyers. You can go to the county courthouse. You can go there when they have auctions. That's one way to do it. You can also go on Prop Stream on a 7-day free trial and and look up who's buying properties cash in whatever particular area you want to do it in, right? You can look up like cash sales, and
Yeah.
you can see what has sold. You can put the date within the last month or 2 months or whatever. You can see what is sold, and you can look at MLS details, and you can find the buyer agent that that was working a deal in there, right? Or you can pull that buyer and skip trace them. You
Yeah.
know, I would use Lead Sherpa to skip trace them. You could take those buyers, skip trace them, and you can call them, you can text them. Those are all ways to find buyers. But some of my favorite is to work through the realtors. Just call as many as you can. You got to call a lot of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
may have to
Yeah.
call a lot of them. You may get lucky, but you need to, go into a thing and you need to call 100. So that's the way you find buyers. So find the buyers, figure out their criteria to make you a basically buy box of your own. um, and now you know where you're going to target, what you're going to target. Now it's time to go ahead and target the properties, right? Which is
Yeah.
beautiful because you have this buy box. When you target those specific type of properties, every property that you run into will be a property that you already have a buyer for. Perfect. It's like, oh, it just feels so good knowing that if somebody says yes, then you got somebody waiting on the other end. It just feels refreshing. Right? It just feels refreshing.
And it
Uh,
feels very stressful knowing that you don't, and you talking to a seller and they have a perfect motivation, but the property is trash. Nobody wants that. And
yep,
you're wasting your time. You're spinning your wheels in the mud,
yep. You
wasting a
spending your
lot of
money
your,
too.
you spent your money, you're spinning your wheels into the mud, wasting a lot of your energy and time that could be spent actually getting a deal, talking to the right people. Because more than money is time. You ain't gonna get your time back, dude. And don't this is we not there's some advice that we could give you that's like, okay, this is entry level advice, and then this is big dog advice, and it's levels to that. And big dog advice may be like, man, start spending money on your marketing. This ain't even one of them things that you got to go get some money for. This is just changing how you do it, because you can effectively start saving your time by not wasting it. But dog, I was there for years, sitting there calling people, and I got a hot deal, and I'm chasing that lead, putting up bandit signs in areas that nobody wants, and I'm chasing this lead, and I'm calling, I'm negotiating, I'm getting them under contract. I don't know if the price I got them under contract is good or not. It just seemed it's less than the zestimate, but it seemed good. I don't know if it's good or not. And then try to put it on Facebook. People come to look at it, laughing me off the block. Nah, you're gonna need to be way down. It's like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no clue what I'm doing. This gives you a. It's just like it gives you focus into chaos.
Yeah.
Because to have this game plan and then go take action on it, there's still gonna be a lot of chaos around you. That's why you gotta go take massive action. That's gonna make you a piercing bullet, because you got to realize all the things that can act on any object flying through space: wind, gravity, a lot of resistance. There's so much resistance, but if you a bullet, you taking massive action. You punching right through all of that until you hit your target. And that's what you got to be. But when you get off into this business, dude, you are like a piece of paper floating in the wind. You a feather if you don't have any direction and any focus. That's what we're trying to give you. And whatever market you in, if you start with buyers, I know it can seem kind of intimidating and counterintuitive compared to all the other videos that you probably see. But this is going to actually give you some solid ground and footing to start taking massive action on. And so when you get a deal, when you get somebody who raised their hand, if you cold calling all day, or you spend the money on texting, you texting all day, and somebody raised their hand, wouldn't it be nice? That's what Byron's saying. It feels so good. It's like, somebody raised their hand, I got a deal. Not somebody raised their hand, now I got a problem on my hands. It's like somebody raised their hand because they got a problem, I got a deal. But now If you don't find the buyers, it's like somebody raised their hand because they got a problem. Now I got a problem too, and I need to try to figure it. I don't know what the heck to do. Been there, especially when you new. As we go, it's like me and Byron could go now, and we probably got enough, wisdom and knowledge in the game rooted in our own experience that we could go in any market, find the deal, and we could figure out a way to get it off. We can get it off because we know, and we're confident in being able to figure it out. But when you brand new, you're a piece of paper floating in the wind during a snowstorm. And it's so much chaos, you got to find some sort of solidarity to punch your way through this. And that's all we're saying. Speaking of bulletproof, you got to be the bullet. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? To get through all of the chaos, dog. So please don't be intimidated to find the buyers, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So
And
one,
and I was gonna say this too. My favorite, but Byron already said this, but my favorite thing is to find the realtors. I say this often. Yes, you can find individual cash buyers. They're great. But when you find the realtors, you don't just find one buyer, you find somebody, you find like a key to a door, you find a key that opens many doors. Because oftentimes, if I'm a realtor and I work with an investor, I work with many investors. That's why realtors are my favorite. Because when you find the right realtor who's about their money and they about just doing business and solving problems and just getting stuff done, and they work with investors, you just probably found you could have found you 100 investors. Like I know realtors now, like they work with hundreds of buyers. So you get them a deal, it's like, dude, you can get that, you can keep getting them off, and they got a super duper large criteria. Now that might be what you need is just one of them, to be real with you. But yes, calling those realtors, yes, there are a lot more. There's probably like, I would say like 19 out of 20 are stubborn.
yeah.
Not 1 out of 10, 19 out of 20 are, well, my brokerage says that you can't invest in it. Making too much money is a problem. Okay. So you find that, but when you find that one, you found that one. And Byron already told you how to find those. On Zillow, you can find those on Zillow, or on PropStream. It has an MLS section. That's nothing.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So once you find them, you find out your criteria. Now, you know, you're ready to basically learn how to talk to sellers and finding your approach, right?
Yeah.
So your approach is that you are a service provider to a network of investors that you called them and you talked to them and you told them that you're going to bring them properties and you know what they're looking for. Now you're going to provide that service to them, right? You are a
Yeah.
service provider to a network of investors that you built, right? That's your pitch to the seller. You call them, hey, what do you, sir? We work as service providers to our network of investors that's looking to purchase property in this area. Your property, is the type of property they might be interested in. Have you considered selling? Boom, boom.
And guess
Right.
what? They're okay with that every single time.
Exactly.
Every single
It,
time.
it
I've
almost
thought,
make it it almost make more sense to them on why you're calling them. It's like,
yeah, I
oh,
ain't thought about it
this
that way,
person,
but for
this
sure, for sure.
person, he works for this group of investors. They're buying in this area, so they're just
Yeah.
calling the people, with properties that might fit what they're looking for. It's
Yeah,
like
because if you
that's why
calling a
he called
person,
me. It's like,
my God, that'd be the first thing that they like. Why are you calling me? That'd be the first
yeah,
thing that's on their mind, whether they say it or not. Is why? Why am I getting this call, dude?
why
You called me
me?
about an
Why?
auto insurance warranty. Why me? Well, we're calling because I work with a group of investors who are purchasing property in that area. So they
Yeah,
know I didn't target you because you on some particular divorce list, pre-foreclosure list, or nothing. If that's the problem you got,
yeah. Or I didn't
then that's the
target you
problem you
because of
got.
your name. I'm not looking you up specifically because your name Cordero. I'm looking you up. No, I'm not. Right. Your property is the type of property that fits what they're looking for. We're
Yeah.
just, we're just reaching out to see if you might be, might have considered selling. Boom.
And I think honestly, dude, if you really think about this, ask yourself this: does this not sound like an actual business? This sound like something like Does this not sound like something that you take the time to actually build and connect with a network of investors? You built that. That's the foundation of your business. That's like the foundation of your house. Now you can go in and add the walls, the roof, the windows, and the flooring, and all of that stuff. And that's when you start to reach out to people with solid. Other than that, does hey, I'm calling to buy your property, knowing good and well that you're not calling to buy their property, knowing good well that you can't buy their property, knowing good well that you fully intend to get them under contract and try to figure out and blast it on Facebook Marketplace to find a buyer. Does that sound like a business, or does that sound like a scam artist? Like somebody who's coming to be deceitful and deceptive and coming to be dishonest. That's not a business, and so therefore it's not a solid foundation. I think just fundamentally, like I was telling Byron, I started reading The Millionaire Mindset. I saw it on Keith Everett's post yesterday, and I got it yesterday morning. I've been reading it ever since, and I'm just like, well, actually, the day before yesterday. But it talks about just in general. It's just like you judge a fruit tree by its fruits, period. But when something's going wrong with the fruits, it's not the fruits that's the problem. It's the tree, it's the roots, it's the seed, it's the soil,
Yeah,
it's something
yeah,
below the surface that you can't see. And so that's just a principle of life. And so if we're talking about getting in shape, fitness, first of all, your foundation is your diet. And there's no amount of working out that you can do. There's no about of this if you're gonna out eat that. If you know what I'm saying? If you're just gonna there's no amount of putting getting yourself a new engine if you're gonna insist on putting the wrong oil and the wrong gas in that car. It's just not gonna work. And so
yeah,
a principle of life is having a solid foundation before you go up. It's the story of the three little pigs. Is that what it is?
yeah,
And it's like you want to be the one with the brick house. You want to be the one with the solid foundation. And so think
yeah,
about what we're saying, dude, from a pragmatic perspective. And you're
yeah,
taking a step back. It's like, does this not sound like a real business? You actually take the time to find real buyers. And then on that basis, you begin to reach out to people and generate business based upon that. And when you reach out to them, you tell them truthfully and honestly, we have taken the time to accumulate a network of investors who are purchasing properties in your area that are like yours.
yeah.
Just wanted to know if you were thinking of selling.
Boom. Funny that you talked about foundations and all that stuff that you were just talking about, because we went to Bible study tonight, man, and they was talking about foundation too. So
Yeah, did they bring up that you judge a tree by its fruits?
no, yeah,
That's where I
yeah,
got that
yeah,
from,
yeah.
by the way.
Well, it was
That's
talking
biblical.
about like some people are thorny ground, some people are rocky ground, some people are good
Oh yeah,
soil.
that's a good one.
Good soil,
Yeah,
it grows and it bears good fruit, and
that's
yeah. So
that's a good one. That is
yeah.
definitely a good one.
Oh yeah, 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 for sure, for
For
sure.
sure, man. So
Uh,
that's
and
why I
then, but
say that
yeah,
that is the principle of life with all faith and confidence, because that's if it's in the Bible, dude, you know it's a principle that exists in all, and whether people give it credit or not, it's a principle that's consistent throughout the entire universe. You
exactly.
know, period. It's like the foundation ain't there, then you don't. Then nothing that comes after is gonna matter. And we're
Yeah,
just trying to give. We're saying, hey, how about instead of lying to people and building a company, trying to build your success off the seed? How about you get some solid direction and a foundation, and then see how that go. Not only will you, we ain't even just talking about getting your first deal. We talking about building a
a
business.
business,
You know what I'm saying? Like you can build a business with this
a
strategy. That's why
biz
it's bulletproof.
bulletproof. And that's how you can keep eating off of it. Keep eating, keep eating, keep eating, keep eating. It's
Yeah,
a ton of people. It's a ton of people that, oh, I did my first deal. I did my first deal. I did my first deal. I did my first deal.
and then
It's like, and ain't a ton of people out here that's talking about they doing deal, doing deal, doing deal, doing deal, doing deal, doing deal, doing deals. You know
dude,
what I'm
you
saying?
remember Designer, the rapper Designer?
Uh-uh.
You remember exactly. But you remember that song, Whitey Six, Panda. That song, Panda, Panda, Panda,
Oh
Panda.
yeah,
You know that
yeah,
song?
yeah, yeah,
Exactly. That's him. You don't remember him.
yeah. No.
One hit wonder and he out of there. Don't nobody remember him or nothing. You see what I'm saying? And it's a lot of dudes, whether they talk about it or not, they'll get that one deal and then they like, where you at with it? And
Yeah,
so,
man.
to that point is like when you find a buyer, you can keep eating off that buyer
Yep.
that's buying in volume. And so it's just like, dude, if you got to call 20 real estate agents and get cussed out, it's like, well, once you find that one buyer, dog, you're gonna be set for the next until that buyer stop buying. You're gonna be set for the next few months, maybe even for the next few years, especially depending on the capacity of that buyer and what they doing. And odds are, if you find the right one is usually somebody who's like, man, I'm in this to stay. The right one is you're actually looking for the players. The one that's like, oh, they're not letting their brokerage tell them that they can't go out and find an investment property. They might even own the brokerage. And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Send me the deals over. Send them over. I got plenty of buyers. Send them over. We'll work this out. We can put the numbers together. And that person gonna be in business for a long time. And
Yep.
so it might took you 20 rejections. You got cussed out 20 times, but you found that one person. I'm not even speaking of the dollar amount that you'll make off that one person. I'm
Dude.
talking about the consistent business, dude. Well,
Dude.
the dollar amount, dude.
Dude. I'm telling you, man, I will never forget the night where I found this agent that was connected to
Yeah,
these buyers.
yeah, dude.
Man, I could not explain how much money I made off them. It's like, dude, I would dare to say I made $500,000 off that agent because I got one contact. I would
How
dare to
many?
say I made half a mil at least
How many people?
one.
One person. How
One.
many people did you have to call? Can you? I mean, and that's the thing. You
I
don't even
know,
remember all of the rejections,
dude. It was like 10:30 at night when I talked to him. I know that.
dude. But
I was
it's like,
calling people up after school. It was like 10:30 at night when I was calling.
dude, that's Meek Mill with the braids on the block rapping, dude. But it's just like here I heard a quote somebody said it's about where you at now and where you going. And when you get there, everything in between won't matter. All the rejections won't matter. Every time you call a buyer and you was just like you sounded nervous and it was like I remember I called this one dude and I was just trying to find some buyers and he was a wholesaler, but he had one of the wholesalers who had turned into a flipper and he started flipping and I was reaching out to him and he could tell that I was kind of just trying to get started and finding buyers. He basically told me to quit. He was just like, dude, you read. I told him I had read I asked him a question. I was like, why'd you want to get into real estate? He's like, did you read the book? If you can't wholesale after this, then whatever. I was like, yeah, I read that book. He was just like, dude, this isn't for everybody, man. I'm looking at him thinking like, bro, if you started in this business, what gives you had to start somewhere? What gives you the gall to tell me I can't do it? It's
Yeah,
like, dude, you sound foolish. He didn't know that I had done deals before that. This was just the first time I started reaching out to buyers on my own. And
yeah,
so I remember talking to him. And then I believe like the next day I found a real estate agent. And that real estate agent just gave me the direct access to a buyer. And that
yeah,
buyer bought like, I don't know how many deals from me. That buyer bought like, I don't know how many deals, probably like 10 deals more.
yeah,
It like he bought a lot of deals from me, but he just gave me
yeah,
that. But it was just like, dude, I was like, what? How you going? I was like, all right, bro, have a nice day. Click.
yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy. One contact could,
One.
man. That's what I'm saying, man. It's really the contacts, it's for sure. So that's what I'm saying. Establish contacts, buy a box, and now your approach, what we just talked about, your service providers, these network investors looking to purchase property in this area. That's your stance to the seller, your general stance to the seller, right? And then you can learn how to talk to the seller. We go back and watch our video from yesterday. Cordero talked about how to talk to sellers. You can go back, watch the video. You can hit Cordero up on IG. Go ahead and hit him up now before he blow up and you can't get a hold of him. Go
Yeah,
ahead and
dude.
hit him up before he blow up and he ain't answering nobody messages no more. So
Nah, matter of fact, hit me up before I take Byron's advice and pay somebody to operate my social media. And I'm
yeah.
not on there at all, really. It's my face, but it's not me.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
talk,
man. So boom, you already got the general approach, right?
Yeah.
If you missed the general approach, go back and rewind. We just told you the general approach. How to talk to sellers. Watch the live from yesterday. We did a whole live on how to talk to sellers. And if you want to practice, we'll probably tomorrow again. We'll probably do. We'll give y'all a
Yeah.
chance to call in, do role play with us.
Yeah.
Cold call role play. So bam, you could jump on the phones with us. We'll show you how to talk to people. And once you find somebody who's actually interested, right? Then at that point, you're going to qualify them, right? You're trying to see, you're trying to
Yeah.
qualify this seller to see if they're legit, like somebody that you're going to be able to turn from a prospect to an actual lead, right? And
Yeah. Yeah.
Cordero, talk about qualifying these sellers.
Yeah, dude. I love that you mentioned that because I think what we usually think is once you find somebody who's interested, then you just get them over to the buyer, and then we skip this couple steps there. It's actually a funnel. Now we're getting off to start. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now we're getting off into your marketing funnel is essentially what it is. You have to, all the big dogs have a marketing funnel, whether it's PPC, Facebook, whatever. You pick a
Cold
marketing
calling,
channel, cold call,
texting.
text, bandit signs, billboards, radio, TV.
Yeah, you do have to choose that. So once you get all your buyer stuff together, you have to see the approach. Okay, figure out
Yeah.
how you going to reach out to sellers, or how you going to get in front of sellers,
I
right?
call it the marketing channel. What's going to be
Yeah,
your channel? Obviously, as you grow, you want to have multiple channels. But if we're talking about getting your first deal, you need to pick a channel, hit that's going to work and hit it hard. And so that way you can know it. Build one channel up first before you move on to your next channel. And once you move on to your next channel, do not stop this first one. You need to have this one down to a science. That's just general. Again, I think that's more big dog information, but I'm not trying to sun nobody. I'm just saying, like, for to get your first deal, you just need to have one. And there is no such thing as too outlandish or crazy of a marketing channel.
yeah.
I just listed off some of the basics again: texting, cold calling, PPC, Facebook, bandit signs. But I heard Mark Spain talk about he used his marketing channel was going to the neighborhoods where he knew the builders were at. While they're working, he would bring them food. He did that on a consistent basis. He didn't cold call. He didn't do anything else but that at one point in his career, and he built his brokerage on that, right? And so now he's got billboards and stuff. If you're anywhere near the Southeast, Georgia, Tennessee, you might see them. But you get your marketing channel, and then with that channel, you create a funnel. So the funnel essentially, you know what a funnel is. You think of a funnel when you pour in oil in your engine. It
Mhm.
starts off wide at the top to catch a lot, and then it gets narrowed down to it hits gold. You know what I'm saying? To it hits what you're looking for. And it starts off wide. So the funnel, I'm going to use cold call to give you an example, but they all work the same, generally speaking. If you go to cold call, now that you done found your list, found your target, your buy box, you pulled the list, now you're going to skip trace that list and then upload it to your cold calling platform because that's the marketing channel that we've picked. We're going to upload it to the cold calling platform, and then we're going to start cold calling. Now, this is the widest part of the funnel. When you're cold calling, you're going to probably do a triple line dialer, no more, no less. Triple line dialer. We can talk about that. We've talked about that in other videos. Triple line dialer. You could spend hours in that. You're going to be you're going to be dialing, or the dialer is going to be dialing for you hundreds of people a day. And depending on your connection rate, which is again something you want to improve on and get better and better on, we can talk about that in another video. But again, that's why you stick with one marketing stream first. Is your connection rate will get you X amount of people. Out of those hundreds of people you dial, you'll actually connect with, let's say you call 500 people a day, you might connect with 200. That in itself is a part of the marketing funnel. That's your marketing funnel getting smaller and smaller. I'm going to show you how it gets smaller and smaller until you hit gold. You dial 500, but you only get 200 people on the phone. Of those 200 people on the phone, most of them are not interested. Only 10 of them are actually interested people. Kind of, sort of interested. I would sell. I don't know. And of those 10, you probably only send 5 of them to your, these are leads that say, yeah, I'm interested. We can talk. I'm ready to get qualified. I would consider what's your offer or something to that effect. That's 5. That's the funnel is getting narrowed down even that much more, right? Of those 5, what you do is we send them over to our CRM. You might not have a CRM, and I didn't start off with a CRM. I had a Google spreadsheet for the first like 2 years I was doing this, right? And it was very effective, if you ask me, before I even realized that Podio is free. You can get a free Podio, dog. But you need to have something that's off of your dialer or off of your text messaging platform where you can take all of those people who raise their hand, that 5 people, and put them somewhere else so that you can start to qualify them. And that's what I call working your leads. This is
Yeah.
your lead funnel. This is how it looks. And now you're working your leads, and those 5 people, so that's 5 people every day. If you dial 500 people, you should be on average anywhere from 3 to 5 people. You'll notice your number, your level of consistency. But you figure those numbers out over time. I'm just giving just general numbers. Those aren't my actual numbers, by the way. But still, you send those 5 people over. Now you're calling them, and what do you say to them to actually qualify them? So, one, I'm just going to give general stuff because we talked about how to talk to sellers yesterday, and we'll talk more about it this week. But
Yeah.
general stuff is you want to get the condition of the property, and under condition, I don't just mean obvious stuff like is it structurally sound, foundation, roof, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and then cosmetically is it sound? Are the floors good? Are the walls good? Does it need new paint? Are there holes in the windows, or does the kitchen need to be remodeled? Is it dated? But then also things that I consider under condition is, are there tenants in the property, right? I think that that's also something because that gives me the general state of what's going on with the home itself. What are the tenants renting out? Are they on a month to month, or are they on a 12 month lease? Give me the information about the property itself. And then after that, we're switching our focus to the seller. Time. When do you want to sell? How soon do you need to sell? Are you wanting to do this? If they say, if you ask them and they say, I'm looking to sell probably by the end of next year, then they're disqualified. Not disqualified as a deal. They're just not ready to go right now and
Yeah.
get pushed to the next level of the funnel. You then start to follow up with them, put them on a follow up. But if they say, I need to sell in 2 weeks, boom, that's a person. That's how we're
Yeah.
qualifying them now, right?
And not just
You
2
ask them
weeks, though,
to,
2 months. I would say 2 months too. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
I'm just giving like
Yeah, yeah,
Jurassic
yeah, yeah.
general term, but
I know you're
definitely,
giving
yeah,
like generals, but I'm thinking
yeah, but
about a
that's
very beginner because
yeah,
it's
that's
like,
for sure, yeah,
okay, they don't have no idea of like how long it
yeah,
take to close, how long these like some people think like I remember talking to people, it's like, yeah, I just got this deal, da 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 da. And they're like, oh, so you gonna have money next week? No, dude. It's like
yeah.
it's
No, that's
like
big.
it takes like just understanding like real estate deals, it can close in 2 weeks, but it also you can have a deal and it takes 2 months to close it. You know what I'm saying? It may take 3 months for it to close. My the first deal I actually got under contract took 2 months to get to closing. That's after we signed everything. You know what I'm saying? Because they wanted to get a tenant 60-day notice. I just want them to understand, like people who watching this and they knew they ain't never done a deal, they don't know what's going on. They don't think that you know if they want to sell in 2 months, that's perfect timing. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of that, it's October 11th. I'm about to need to call your girl back. Uh, what's her name?
Her name, the older lady
Joy
that
Allen.
already, yeah, 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 for sure.
Joy Allen.
Yeah, no, dude, I think that was a good point to mention. Like I said, we will definitely go more into those particular details because that is super major important. I'm just trying to break down the general so we can understand how the marketing funnel works. But
Yeah,
when you qualify a lead, that is something to keep important. Because even if they say they want to sell at the end of the next year, there are some people that's like, I want to sell at the end of next year, but we can't go on a contract right now.
yeah.
I've had that happen before. So it's just like
Mhm.
we'll definitely discuss that, and I want to clear some of those things up for you.
Yeah.
We'll talk
I,
about it tomorrow. But
yeah, I think one of the good things, and I think you do a good job of this, is like, if we're able to agree on price and terms, and is there anything that would stop us from moving forward today? You
yeah,
know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
for sure.
hey, if you are you interested? And if we can agree on price and terms, is it anything that would stop you from moving forward today? Like,
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
ready to make a decision on, you know what I'm saying? You can sell it next year, next month, next 6 months, 5 months, whatever many months, 2 weeks, 2 days. Are you ready to make a decision today? Are you ready?
Ahora, ahorita,
Yeah.
now, right? And yeah, for sure. And that's just another thing. And so you're gonna get the time, and then you get their motivation, why they want to sell. But you got to get the time too, because what you're gonna realize is you can find people who are motivated, but they don't have an urgency. They have a reason to sell, but they plan. I don't really got to though. I can just hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really tripping. It is. I am a tired landlord, but I ain't really. I could just. It's making me money, but it's causing me stress. And so because it's causing them stress, that's their motivation. But it is also making them money. So I mean, I don't really want to enter. I have to pay capital gains taxes if I sell it right now. So it's just like you gotta ask the right questions to pull that urgency out of them. And so motivation and time, and then price. Price is another good qualifier. It doesn't ultimately define anything, but you know, if you check the Zestimate and they're so far below it, that's a good indication that this person is qualified. And you may want to even try to push. Hey, can we? If you even if they got a good price, their asking price is low, but they said to close at the end of next year. You might be start trying to push. Like, hey, well, what if we get you on a contract now and put the closing date out for next year? That'll be an instance where you will want to do that and see if you can make that work.
Well, do I need to
But
know the ARV or the MAO or the CCC or the MIB or the
and the KPIs and the who, what, where, the WYD and the talk to you tomorrow, all of that. No, dude, you don't need to know all of that. You just
the
need to.
rehab cost? How can I calculate the rehab cost if I ain't never seen the property?
You know, no, you get general information about the condition, so that way you can now, we can go to the next step is passing them on once they've qualified and you got all of that, and say, this might be a solid lead because they got the time, you got the information about the property, but we only spent one question on the property itself, talking about the rehab. We ain't talking about the rehab costs. The most is about them, the person, and their situation, what they're going through. That's going to qualify them more than anything, more than the property and more than the price. Is them and what they're going through. Um, and so once you do that, you can kind of, okay, now it's time to get them to the next level. Speaking of which, dude, I might have to switch cameras here in a minute myself. But we can get to the next level of the marketing funnel as you're filtering out of those 5 people. And you go through this list of questions, you realize like 3 of them weren't even talking about nothing for real. They just wanted a price. Well, for the right price, I'll sell tomorrow. Dude, what's the right price? A million? Okay, dude, bye.
Get out of here.
Bye. And so 2 of them, they actually have a real reason, motivation, urgency, and ready to sell, and they're considering the price. So then you take those 2 people and get them over to your buyers. You begin to dispo and get the information over to them, right? And you get the general information about the condition, so you can let the buyer know, hey, this is about what we're looking at. This is about what we're talking about. But I'm like, we don't have to. We don't have to know the rehab, dude, and calculate all of those numbers. You just kind of get a general idea about price based upon the Zestimate. It's not accurate, but it gives you a rough range to deal with. Because if that Zestimate say 225 and they asking for 217, then yeah. But if it say 225 and they say, well, could you do 150? Could you do 135? Is there any way we can make 135 work? Like, I don't know. And
I
we'll talk a
always
little
tell
bit more.
people, I'll tell y'all like I tell my VAs, man. If they in like, let's
Yeah.
say if the property's in the 200s, if they 50K off that, if they 40 to 50K off that Zillow, then they definitely a hot lead. Because if they 40 and 50K off the Zillow means they'll come even further off that Zillow. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if they 40 to 50K off the Zillow, they hot. You know what I'm saying? On price. But price doesn't determine a hot lead.
Smoking.
Price doesn't determine the hot lead.
Dude, no.
What determines the hot lead is, do you need to sell this property? Like, what are their needs? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do they got going on in their needs? Speaking of that, need to call Alvin tomorrow. So, what are their
Dude, I put
needs?
him down. I wrote him down, man.
Yeah. Like Alvin had his hair on fire the last time you called him. It's like, dude, you need to be calling him every day. Like, y'all need to be best friends out this book. Hey, Al, man, you want to go meet, go hang out, you know?
Dude, if I lived in Atlanta, I'd pop up on Alvin, man. Let's meet, man. Let's talk, man. Let's go grab a coffee or something. I don't even like coffee, man. Let's go
Yeah,
grab a
man.
coffee or something
But yeah,
and talk.
so that's going through and qualifying the lead. And once the lead is qualified and you understand what they're looking for as far as price, and if you don't get a price out of them, right, you need to, what are some things that you do to try to get a price out of them so you can send it over to your buyers with a price on it?
Yeah, man. And so if I don't get a price out of them, what I am going to let them know is one of a couple things. What I probably would say if they're like, we don't want to get a price, depending on the seller, and I'm trying to feel them out, I might say something to the effect of, "Oh no, absolutely," and I completely understand it. Again, it's not my job; it's the job of the our investors, our investor team, or our underwriters to go ahead and they do all their calculations. They'll be able to tell us what the price is, but it does help get us a faster response on your property if you already have a price in mind, so that way they can review it and assess it based upon what you're looking for. So it's just my job, and I don't give you the price. It's actually my job as the purchase specialist to work with you, the seller, and figure out exactly what you need in your circumstances, and then I go to them and I fight for you to get that price. So if you could let me know a price that works for you, I can go to my, and that only works with a certain type of seller. Again, I'm
Yeah.
filling them out. If it's a person just like, I don't want to, just whatever, it's just like, okay, what I'll say is, okay, I'll, even if they don't give me a price at all, what I'll do is that tip that I've used before is, well, okay, absolutely. Well, let me ask you this. I know you said you don't have a price in mind. There's three things I do. This is the second one. I know you don't have a price in mind necessarily, but then I'll throw out a number. Just kind
Yeah.
of if we came back, and I'll go to them and they were in the range of, and I see the estimate is 225. I say if they was
Go
in the
down
range of,
50, 70K. You probably need to go out to the 70 because you're trying to aim low on this. Like when you do this right here, you aiming low.
but this is soft negotiation though,
Yeah, it's
right? This
soft
is just soft
negotiation,
negotiation
but
to
you're
get
still
them to pull out
aiming
a
low
price.
in it because
Yeah,
it's
no, I'm
like,
definitely still aiming low.
yeah.
Definitely. So if it's 225, then I'm gonna say, if they came back at 150, 140 to 150, is it worth it? Should I even call you back? No, 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 no. I can't. No, that's too low. I was like, okay, so I mean, where would they need to be for it to make sense for us to even? And then they'll give you a
Oh,
number. That's the
oh
second
yeah.
way.
That dude, I
And then the
seen that
third one.
work. Man, oh man, that
But
worked.
I've
Shot,
only
shot.
used that for real if they gave me a number and I'm using it to start pushing them off that.
But it still
Just to
worked.
really,
It
yeah, it
still
does.
worked. It's like,
Oh,
should
for
I
sure.
even call you back? Like,
And
say,
I'm
hey,
pretty,
if they came back at this right here, should I even waste my time calling you back? Nah,
and
don't
I'm,
call me back if it just worked.
or
I'm
they'll
telling you,
say,
I've watched it. It works.
or they'll say, I mean, we could talk
Yeah,
about that if, and I'll be like, okay,
that made
and
me
I'm pretty
sound
sure
okay.
I'm pretty sure that's a Cordero original. I don't think I heard anybody say that. I just started saying that, by the way. But then the third thing that I do, which is another good one you can use that I got from Keith Everett, is the whole. I sometimes I go into the whole spiel, but it's like, Mr. Seller, I understand, but I'm pretty sure if they offered you $1 million, you know, you would take that in a heartbeat. And they're like, yeah, I would. And if I came back, like by tomorrow and I offered you 10K, I probably have a hard time getting you not to hang up on me. If we're being honest, I probably have a hard time getting you to stay on the phone. And they say, yeah, no, I couldn't take that. I understand. And, ultimately, if you know what you would take and you know what you wouldn't take, then I think you got an idea or you got some sort of range that you would want to be in with the property. And ultimately, I just want to make sure I can get this over to my team to see if we can get it confirmed. If we can do it, we can do it. If we can't, we can't. But I'm more concerned with wasting either of our time. So that way, we'll really know where you need to be. So I really don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste our time, and I for sure don't want to waste your time. So I just need to know. And before I can even finish that, they're usually, okay, I'll be around this. Now,
Yeah.
I just gave you, and I want to point this out, I just gave you three examples, and it's for the different levels of sellers. The last one, that third one from Keith Everett, that's if you got a real tough, analytical, aggressive seller who just like, you give me a price, I don't, they kind of tough on you. You
Yeah.
use that last one. But if it's a soft, easygoing seller, then you can use the first one I said, where it's just like, well, I just want to make sure I'm just trying to get your I'm trying to get your offer approved, and they usually get approved faster if they have a number with them. And then that one in the middle is kind of a one size fits all, but it really works. Um, it really
I think
does
it
work.
worked with anybody, man.
But you
I'm
could get
going with the Cordero original.
But if you got an
Uh,
aggressive seller, dude, if you got an aggressive a red seller or an analytical seller, and you try that, what they would try to do is just be, and I say, wait, well, 50,000 work, 150 work. Should I even call you back? They'd be like, no, 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 don't even call me back. Okay, well, what would work? You tell me. Like, I'm talking about those people that's still hammering on you.
yeah.
Then that's when you come with the third one,
And then
because
you have to,
it's not about the 1 million. That's not the important part. It's the important part was saying, I don't want to waste your time. When they're aggressive, this is oftentimes when you're talking to somebody who is an investor themselves, and they're just acting like, well, I'm an investor. I know more than you. Go talk to your people and get back to me. You position it to them. I don't want to waste your time. And this is why I said we can talk about how to talk to sellers on another video. I would
yeah.
just want to break down the funnel, because we could really go in great detail
Yeah.
to be real with you on how
And,
this goes. Yeah.
and when they do that, I usually tell them, like, I reiterate, like, they're like, oh, you tell me, or you go talk to them. I always establish, like, hey, that's not how it works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just reestablish, like, hey, that's not how it works. I have to submit to them certain information, which includes a price that the seller would like. And, should I just throw in 270? Is that something that you would be fine if I threw that in there? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I make it seem like I'm just filling in the blank, and it's like, hey, if I threw 270 in there, is that okay with you? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
I gotta put something in this space. It's 300 work for you. You know what I'm saying? Can I put
yeah,
that
yeah,
in there? And see what happens. It's like,
yeah, dude. Absolutely.
so like I do that sometimes too. It's like I just tell them, like, look, there's a way this works, and need to put something in here. I can put a number in here for you, you know,
Yeah,
but
now that's a good one. That's a good one,
it's
because that
gonna
also
work.
works. What Byron's talking about, that also works when they don't want to give you a timeline, because timeline is important. They say, "Well, I'll close tomorrow for the right." It's like, what I tell them is, well, when we get this over, when I get this over to our underwriting team or our network of investors, once we get something, we're going to want to send you an official offer. And in the paperwork, it has a closing date in there, and we usually let the seller pick the closing date. And so, if they don't want to tell you, I say, well, just let me know, what do you want us to put in the paperwork, so that way we know it fits what you're looking for, right?
Yeah,
And so I'm just saying, I just need something to put in here. What do you want? We usually let you decide, because we're flexible, right? But I want to get back to explaining the marketing funnel, so that way you guys can see how it goes from cold calling, texting, cold calling hundreds of people, texting hundreds of people, down to closing on that one deal. How does that look like? How does that realistically translate? And so after you qualify them, now you're getting all that information. Yes, they're going to give you a fight once you get to this stage. Once you get to the lead qualification stage, once you get to the actual acquisitions part of it, it's like, now here comes the real skill set in the negotiation. In the beginning, it's just about numbers. When you get to this part, it's about skill set, but it's also about skill set and numbers as you want to scale. It's going to be, you know, but I mean, in the beginning of the funnel, mind you. And so after you do that, then you're going to get those two people that raised their hand. You qualify them, they raised their hand, you got the information. Now you get them over to your buyers, the buyers that you've already taken the time out to build and talk to and understand what they're looking for. and you know that they're already interested in these properties. You already know that. And so that's, you know what I'm saying, that's something that you already are aware of. So once you get it over to them, they can give you some feedback. Yeah, we can do this. We need to go see the property, or, you know, we can be at this price or whatever. Then you go back and forth. And then you get that many offers over. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Look like his camera died before mine. Just so y'all know, mine about to
No,
die
no,
too.
no. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Mine about to die too, for real.
No,
So I'm
no, I'm
gonna just
good. I ain't dying.
oh yeah, he in there like swimwear. But what I was saying was, is once you get it over, then you're going to get them over to your buyers. Then they give you, we could be around here. So now you have offers. The amount, once you get those two, out of those two, how many of those two leads that you got now can you get offers over to? That's the next step in the marketing funnel, is how many people are we getting offers to? You get those offers over to, and then it's your job to kind of get them to sign on a dotted line at that offer. Now you got a deal.
Cordero camera cut out, man. But nah, man. So you, like you say, like you saying, man, you qualify these leads. Once you qualify them, getting the timeline, getting the price, getting the condition, then you send it over to the buyers.
These leads.
You know, and you want to make sure that you got in front of the buyers, like, hey, you know, how do you want this sent over?
Yeah.
And you create your own template of how you want to send it over with the details, property address, asking price, this many bedroom, this many bathroom, this many square footage, giving them details, built in this year. The property is in this condition. You write out a little thing about the condition. Maybe you include the Zillow link. You know what I'm saying? And maybe if you happen to have any pictures of the property, include that too, or whatever. So, bam, you send that to individual buyers. You ain't got to send it as one group message. Send it out to the individual buyers, and then, man, and don't just send them an email, but also you want to reach out to them and call them, because I keep telling you, getting on the phone with people is huge. Like, you got to pick up the phone. Pick up the phone, call the buyer. Hey, I sent you this property I wanted you to look at. Da, 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 da. Just wanted to see if, is this something that would probably work? You know what I'm saying? Is this something that you might be interested in? And then you can say, I've used this for, hey, I know I put the price on there, but really just need to know where you guys would be on something like this. You know what I'm saying? Because I put the price in there, I tell them straight up, when it's like, look, you can almost ignore the price. I really just need to know where you guys would be. Then I can go back and try to make it work. You know what I'm saying? Especially at the beginning, it's like, hey, I'm just trying to feel y'all out to see where y'all are gonna be on these type of properties, right? And then you let me know where you can be, and then I can go back and make it work. Because maybe you'll send it over and they look at, man, this too high, man. I ain't talking to them, man. Get on out of the way. But it's like you let them know, set the expectation of the price is going to be flexible. I'm going to go back and negotiate for you. I just need a price. Just send me what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Just send me what you can do. And I kind of put like a reminder right there in the email. Please send over, your best offer. Hey, check out the details of this property. Please send over, the best that you can offer. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. And again, that's why I made the point of breaking down when you're reaching out to the buyers, presenting it to them as a working relationship, because you're setting the expectation with them up front. Honestly, it's like, hey, and again, when I send you these deals, I just want to know if I can send you over some deals that you might be interested. Can I get an offer? Can I get some feedback? That line is major, because then when you go to ask, it's like, hey, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to figure out, what can you do? I need to know what. That's why I said the next step in the marketing funnel is, how many people can you get offers over to? It's not how many people can you meet that price. It's not about the price. It's about getting them an offer that we can do, especially because, again, a big part of our qualifying process is not what is your number. A big part of our process is what's your situation.
Yeah.
And so you're boiling down, talking to so many people to figure out who actually got a situation, who actually has a problem, a motivation that you can solve. It's like you're solving a problem for somebody, right? And
Yeah.
so you're trying to find that. And so if you get them an offer over, you got to understand that these people, the offer is a solution. Not a lot of times it's not even just that price. It's just having an offer period is a solution to the problem, right? And so getting an offer, and sometimes, dude, the buyer may come in lower than what they was asking, and so you got to tell them, you got to talk them down. Sometimes the buyer may come in higher than you could have ever imagined that they would. Like, good night.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. And
Yeah.
so, but once you get to this part of the process is what it looks like. This step in the funnel is putting the deal together. This part is so much easier when you're taking care of the foundation of the property.
Yeah.
You got the
Sure.
foundation of your business, and that is actually finding these buyers. So Byron talked about that, and that's how you get the offers. And then you go back and actually pitch them. And then out of those two, maybe one of them is, now you got two, maybe one of them is like, I can't do that, or something changed, they ghosted you, or they was just like, I got a better offer, or I'm gonna just list it. But the other one, they're like, boom, yep, I'm ready to go. That price will work. Let's go. You get them under contract. You get the buyer under contract all in one fell swoop, right? Here's the next step. It's called a funnel for a reason. Now you see it's getting narrower and narrower. It started out hundreds of people. Now you're down to one person. But you got a contract, and you got a contract. When we say we got somebody under contract, we're not just talking about we got a seller under contract. We don't know if the number's going to work. It's just floating in limbo.
Yeah.
We got a seller and a buyer under contract. When we say we got something, we already know what our spread is going to be.
Yeah.
Now, the latter half of that funnel is just getting it to the closing table.
Yeah.
And ideally, I'm just giving general broad numbers. Those aren't our real numbers. It doesn't start off with 500 people down to one person. It might work like that sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes whatever. But over time, you will get a hold on your numbers. And the marketing funnel is a powerful thing, dude, bro. Imagine if the CEO of McDonald's or the CEO of Facebook or Twitter or Elon Musk was just going on live, literally breaking down every facet of his business and how to do it like this. Like, we're literally giving y'all the entire, like, dude,
Yeah.
sign up for
Dude.
pay
They giving them all
$30 about our marketing funnel at this event that you got to fly all the way to another state to get to and pay
$5,000.
It's like, dude, just talk about the marketing funnel. Dude, here's the marketing funnel. We're giving it to y'all real rap raw. You got it. It's like, because we understand, dude, we're gonna give it to y'all. And just like the marketing funnel, we can give it to, there's 5 people on here. It was a couple more people. Let's say 10 people was watching, some people on IG. Let's say 10 people was watching. We know that it's a funnel. Some of y'all gonna take action, and then some of y'all is gonna boil down to, out of the 10 people that see this, and then one person gonna actually win off of this or actually eat off of this. And are you that one though?
That's it.
Are you that one? I just gave you the whole marketing funnel because honestly, it's really smooth sailing from there. All you gotta do is put out the fires as they go, get into the closing table. It's just like the buyer may have some trouble with their funding, the seller may have trouble with their funding. Honestly, I've heard this. Some people say transactional coordination is like the hardest, most tedious part. But for me, the easiest part. It has been the easiest part because if you find yourself a good title company, then they just make it stupid easy for you. If you don't have the luck of having a good title company, then all you got to do is just make sure if you got, let's stick to the same timeline. You got them on a contract, but it's going to close in 2 months. Or let's say in a month. It's a 30-day closing because that's what the seller needs. That's what the buyer needs. Then every week, you need to be calling the seller and the buyer 2 to 3 times every week. Hey, you still good? You still good to close? Mr. Seller, everything's still good? Yeah, I'm still good. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to move out, all of that. Okay, just let me know if you need any help. Yeah, no, I got the moving guy coming tomorrow. Okay, everything's looking good. Hey, Mr. Buyer, you still good to close, bro? You got everything. Is the fund? Yeah, no, the fund is good, man. I'm just trying to wait. I got another property I'm trying to clear to get some money back into my, and so it should be closing this week. So I should be good by the end of the month. Okay, boom. And you check in, and if anything comes up, then you deal with it accordingly. Then you get to the closing table. Honestly, for me, the transactional code, but for the bulk of it, we gave you the marketing funnel. It start whether, and I was cold calling. Sometimes it's texting, and you texting you, and it's just like you cast out a net when you fishing, and you get a certain amount back, but you got to cast out that net. And once you get confident in understanding that, then you understand, okay, I need to consistently be casting out my net.
Yeah.
And once you got a foundation to your property, I mean, to your house and to your business, you got buyers and you know that they consistently buy. I need to be consistently casting out my net.
Yep. And that's how you consistently do deal flow. Man, but we at 11:58, man. I gotta wake up at 5 o'clock. I gotta get these good 5 in so I can wake up and get that good mile in.
You got to start doing this, dude. You got to start doing this to yourself. Good sleep is important. Hey, man, what does your shirt say, dude? What does your shirt say?
It's so crazy teacher shirt, man. I
No
don't even know.
Teacher Taki. Hey, but did you used to let them eat in class, or they couldn't eat in class, dude?
Man, dude, eat in class. I'm letting you do almost whatever you want to do in class, as long as you ain't talking while I'm talking. And I don't want you standing up walking around because we got 37 big people in here. And it's like, dude, you stand up and start walking around, somebody step on somebody's shoe, somebody mad, somebody put their butt in somebody's face, somebody mad. It's like, nah, dude, chill out. Everybody chill. Put your earbuds in. Do whatever, man. Chill. Yeah. Just relax up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to do exercise. Like, dude, relax.
Yeah, you teaching in Atlanta.
You got P today. You got something else. It's 11th grade, though. At that point, man, you
11th grade now.
11th grade, you done stayed up all night talking to your girlfriend. You know you tired, man. Relax.
You got something to prove. You care way too much about what other people think. So you just to look cool.
Yeah,
and you
dude.
do anything stupid.
Dude.
Stupid.
Man, just relax, dude. Just relax, man. Sit here and chill, because I'm trying to sit here and chill too.
Well, let me put this movie on.
Hey,
Forrest Gump on in a heartbeat.
Hey, sit here and relax, man, so I can get over here and text these people, man.
Like, hey, I'm working. I'm doing my real job. Y'all chill out.
Hey, y'all, chill out over there, man.
Yeah, dude.
I'll let you do anything else you want to do. You sit here and chill out, you probably gonna roll up out of here at least with a B.
And that was something I thought was crazy because I always put it on the teachers. Like, if everybody in the class fail your test,
oh yeah, it's on me. I'll tell my kids, like, dude, long as you do 2 things, chill out and listen when I'm talking, the rest of it on me. The rest of it on me. If you don't get it, then it's on me. If you don't get it after that, it's on me. So if you don't get it, if you quiet, if you chill out when I'm talking, and you just sitting there chilling, you ain't acting a fool, that means if you ain't passing, it's my fault. Yeah. Rest of it on me, man.
No, that's real. That's real, because a lot of teachers won't do that. I'm not trying to hear no lecture because everybody failed now. And I talked about it, and everybody. That sounds like a you problem, but I promise you, dude, if I was you're not eating nothing in class unless I get some. That
was me. That was me though. Hey, you ain't bringing nothing through that dough though without sharing that stuff. Hey, you rolling Chick-fil-A up in this mug. You rolling out. Hey, come see me. Hey, come see me, man. Hey,
you about to eat in class is so disrespectful, man. Give me some fries.
Hey, man. Hey, you gonna drop some fries over here, man. Hey.
Yeah, not that.
You know you don't supposed to have. Hey, you know you don't supposed to have. Hey, you know you don't supposed to have that. Come on over here.
I'll be abusing that. Abusing it. Nah, then the goldfish.
But dude, let me get out of here, man. I promise you, man. I'm still gonna be up, still gonna be running, because I gotta get it in. Ain't all the other options off the table, man. So it don't even matter. Go sleep 12, go sleep 1, go sleep at 3. I'm up at 5. I gotta get it in.
So. I respect that, but start getting some sleep in, dude. Just
hey.
I respect it. Regardless, one way or the
Well,
other.
who said that? Is it Jeezy? Was that Akon? Who's it? Somebody said I can sleep when I die.
That's
The
50 Cent, man. That's
50
50 Cent.
Cent. 50 Cent. 50
That's
Cent.
fifth.
Somebody said it.
That's fifth. Sleep.
Hey,
And
and
he
what
said
50
sleep
at?
is
Hey,
for
what
broke,
50 at?
sleep is for broke people. I
Hey,
bet you're not sleeping.
man, 50 somewhere sleeping good now.
Right now. I just saw that. I don't know why I know
Do
that.
what?
He's on tour right now. I don't know why I know that, but I just saw
Hey,
this.
50 somewhere sleeping good, I bet. Or
Uh,
I bet he do a lot. I bet he do a lot more sleeping now.
on a private jet.
Yeah,
He's
that's what
sleeping
I'm
on the
saying.
jet to where he going, but he not sleeping on that tour life. He doing a show and he
No. I'm saying he's sleeping more down than he was back when he was mini man.
yeah. For sure, for sure.
Anyway, he had that tank top on. That jigger was.
Bulletproof, dude.
Hey,
We might need a cartoon like Flipman, but it's just like, we got the tank, like our
50.
cartoon got the
It's
bulletproof
50. It's 50 Cent.
bullet many man.
Oh man, but shoot, all right then, man. Appreciate y'all coming through, dude. I'm telling you, you follow this, it's bulletproof.
Yes,
Guarantee you will get a deal 100%.
Absolutely.
100. So go out there and do it, man. We just get y'all a blueprint, man. You can run you up a stupid bag, right? So go out there and do it, man. Till tomorrow, we'll be here to help y'all learn how to talk to sellers again and talking about deals that we're doing. So show up tomorrow, man. We'll probably be here around 3-4 o'clock, but show up. Man, we still got 6 people here at freaking midnight, man. Like the video, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
Please like the video. One last thing is just like, when we come tomorrow, we're going to put the number up. Y'all got another opportunity to call. But if y'all make some money off what we're teaching y'all, this is very important. Y'all got to find me and Byron and buy us something to eat, man. Take us out to a night. That's important, dude. I'm a vegetarian, but you know what I'm saying? I want the high-end vegetables.
Stupid, man.
Unless you're going to do it.
Yeah, I was just playing. Unless you're going to do it. But
Yes,
shoot. All right, then, man. Peace out. See y'all.